Srijay, can you hear me? Srijay, I'm not able to hear you. You'll have to unmute yourself. Srijay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Hi, everyone. No, Ganesh, sessions are always on. We always start on time. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. Probably those today the idea is I will bring a lot of you on stage. So in the chat you can briefly introduce yourself. We'll bring you on stage and have much more collaborative conversation. In the chat you can introduce yourself, preferably what you are doing, the website of your startup or a business, or in a LinkedIn profile. And those who are mentioning about themselves on chat will bring you on stage.
Yes, Nadeem bhai.
Hi, Vamsi. Srijay will have to monitor the people who are on the participants and bring some of them on.
Yeah, so I'm bringing Nadeem bhai.
Ekta is also there.
Just a second. Nadeem bhai. Nadeem bhai, if you can raise your hand or put your name in the chat. I'm unable to find your name.
Hi, Vamsi. Hi, Sahib. Hi, Dharmesh. Hi, Ashwin. Srijay, you can bring the people who have introduced themselves in the chat on stage.
Yes.
We will bring multiple set of folks. Ekta is also there. Yash is
Ashwin.
So some of you would have got the invite. You can accept that. Once you accept that, you will be on stage.
Yeah. Yash is on.
Yes. Yash has a fantastic setup. Yash.
Actually, I'm sitting outside today. I was going to listen to what Nadeem bhai is going to say.
Yeah, but Nadeem bhai is struggling to come on stage. There is some problem.
Oh, okay.
Nadeem bhai.
Nadeem bhai is not joined only.
That's what I'm trying to figure. He called me that he is there. Let me
But you send invite to a lot of other folks who are here.
Yeah, so I already sent invite to some.
Yeah, they just need to turn on their video and then they will be on stage.
So some of you would get the invite. Just accept that. We'll bring some of you and then we'll get started with the discussion. Okay, Ekta is also here. Hi,
Ashwin is here.
Vinit is also there. Vinit, you can bring Vinit here.
Okay. Vinit, I have invited.
So most of you will be getting the.
Yeah, I invited a few. Yeah.
Okay, the theme today is finding first 100 customers. So we'll start with the people who actually have more than 100 customers. the ones who have successfully have done that. So we'll let us do a brief introduction of the first 5-6 people who are already here. Then one by one we'll bring a lot of other people. We'll start with Srijay. If you're not busy with coordinating with the potentials with the speakers, just tell us about LegalViz. Like, of course, you are the co-host, but do you have more than 100 customers?
Yeah, just a second. Nadeem, I'm trying to find you in speaker this thing. So if you can just text me the name that you have logged in with. Okay. Yeah. Hey, I'm so sorry. I've been trying to kind of juggle around things, but thank you so much. My name is Srijay, and I represent a company called LegalViz.in. We are a legal tech product. We provide business and corporations, accounting and bookkeeping, GST compliances, and IP protection, trademarks, patents, copyrights, full gamut of services to small businesses and startups. So it works through an online portal called legalviz.in, and as we speak, we are about I think a little more than 10,000 unique paying customers across India and a bit overseas, but yeah, largely India. So that's what we do, and absolutely glad to be here. And if at all there is insights that I can share that can benefit the larger audience, very, very happy to do so.
Awesome, yeah. So tell us like your journey of acquiring your first 100 customers.
So our first 100 customers, it is, obviously it's very special for everyone to have the first customer leave about the first 100. I think the initial push, very surprisingly, a lot of people bank on like friends and family to be their initial customers. In our case, it actually wasn't. I mean, obviously there was a lot of support from friends and family, but we did acquire a lot of customers who are other first generation entrepreneurs. And so unfortunately my family does not is not a first generation entrepreneurship, right? We've been generational, I think as many as 7-8 generations that I know. We've been in business with the oldest current running is about 80 years. My dad runs an offset printing press, which is one of the oldest in Ahmedabad. My grandfather started that. So my target market was not it was not obviously my family, because they had resources available. So the whole premise and idea of starting LegalViz was to provide these professional services with simplicity, affordability, and transparency, what we always swear by, to people who do not have ready access to chartered accountants, lawyers, company secretaries, who are absolutely within their first circle of reach. So our initial customer acquisition happened through promoting our services within the fraternity. So again, a big shout out to Ichai and Entrepreneurship Club, where we could build a lot of valuable relationships. And so a lot of people that you see on this webinar, including Jatin, Yash, a lot became the early customers, early clients, backers in that sense, right? So that was there. Apart from that, obviously we started two things. One, advertising our services, and so online, very specifically talking Google search-based ads, because our product is not such that people are going to, it is not an impulsive buy. So people don't come and say that, aaj trademark kara lete hain, right? So it is very intent-driven purchase, and so we actually our mode of advertising remains more contextual, and that is why search ads, as opposed to in a lot of D2C brands, PLAs or meta ads could work better. So that was there. And from very initial times, we also started building great rapport with a lot of media houses, right? So PR and thought leadership building has become an integral part of our business development, because we understood it very early that if we were to have a great footing in this industry, we have to come across as a thought leader, right? People value professionals who are heard and valued by others. So I think a lot of thought leadership kind of built over time, but definitely PR was our early part of our early investment strategy in marketing, where we just didn't want to come across as a brand that is looking for customers, but somebody who people would value their opinion of. So those were some of the, I think, tricks for our early first 100. But again, I mean, having said that, a lot of our early customers definitely also came from a lot of face-to-face meeting, engaging with startup communities like Ichai, where even today we are physically very present, right? And not for only the selfish reason, but it just helps a lot in kind of taking everybody's perspectives, knowing people better, what's trending in the market, how to craft your product, especially if startups and small businesses is your clientele, then it's a great way to interact and get a lot of good insights from the market. So yeah, that's sort of been our early journey, I guess, and still very relevant even in today's time and age, where we have grown from, let's say, 0 to now 10,000 plus.
Good. I think Nadeem Bhai has joined us, so he just needs to turn on his video. He's already invited to stage.
So Nadeem Bhai is invited. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Srijay, for sharing your story. So we'll just do a round of people that who I know that they have more than 100 customers. They'll share their stories, how they got it. Then we'll bring some of our friends to tell us what they are doing, where do they need an opinion for. And so Nilesh or somebody from LegalViz team or Srijay, you can continue reading the message on chat. And those who are introducing themselves, you can try to bring them on stage, and then we'll try to learn more from them. So we'll have Yash. Yash, in an earlier startup that you started, which eventually was acquired, you had more than 100 customers, right?
Yes. We had more than 100 customers.
We are eligible to talk about this topic.
Yeah, a little bit for sure. So for Momentum, if I have 100 customers, I'm already like a $20 million company. So Momentum, it's a sort of a large ticket customers or mid-market / enterprise customers is what we are trying to pitch to. But with ClientJoy, which is a SaaS company that I co-founded along with Anupama, we had about 13,000 odd businesses who were using the product, and these businesses were essentially agencies, like so primarily agencies and freelancers from 90 odd countries who were using ClientJoy as a product. And the journey to achieving first 100 customers for ClientJoy, I mean, most of the things that Srijay said sort of largely applies, but one of the things that we also had to account for when we started out was how do we build trust, right? So using a CRM is not often a transactional relationship. It essentially requires you to bring in all of your contacts, leads, deals, all of your proposals, quotes, contracts, all of your clients, invoices, payments, everything in one single place, right? And that was the premise of ClientJoy, that if you have all of those things in one single place, then you'll be able to get the value. So how do we build trust that, some owner of a creative studio of 35 people in New York will bring all of their data onto a software that's being written in Ahmedabad, right? So that was one of the biggest questions that we sort of tried to answer in the first few quarters of our existence. Happy to talk about how we went about that, but I think, but that's like a short introduction.
Okay, awesome. Ekta, tell us about Busyverse and how did you get 100 customers? Ekta, I'm not able to hear you. Like, is anyone else who's on?
I think you're connected to an incorrect mic. So if you can click on the gear icon on top right of your screen, you should be able to see the audio connection. Just make sure it's connected to the right audio source.
Okay, Nadeem, can you hear us? Can you speak up?
Yeah,
Nadeem is here.
Yeah, Jatin.
Okay, Ekta, can you speak up? No, we are not able to hear you.
No, we can't.
Okay, Nadeem, thank you so much for joining. Tell us about your business, and how did you get initial 1,000 customers?
Yeah, so okay, so I'll start with first of all, good evening, everyone, and it is always a pleasure to be a speaker in ECHI events. I love to be here, and with people like Yash and Srijay here, I feel a little bit intimidated, but I'll try to do my best. Okay, so coming back to the point, the first 100 customers, right, Jatin?
Yes.
Yeah, so I will take it as a first initial customer base, which...
first tell about your business. So those who don't know, they get some...
So I started business as a retail supermarket in Johapura in the year 2004 20 साल पहले, once upon a time. So this was a time when social media was not active, neither internet e-commerce was there. It was not so prevalent. So whatever I tried doing there to capture our customers was to on ground. There were more on ground activities which we did there. So imagine 1500 square feet supermarket. It's more B2C format where you are creating your product and then you are waiting for your customers to come. So basically all the activities which we did was to lure the customers to come to our store. Now so first thing we did was we earmarked the area surrounding the radius of 1 kilometer from our supermarket. That was our target customer base, and we had some auto rickshaw branded with our signages, and a CD compact disc was run there in which was talking about our supermarket, soon to be launched supermarket. So we earmarked these colonies and did the marketing. Whoever approached us, we gave them coupons to visit on day one. So this thing generated a footfall. Now, first footfall in retail is not your customer base. Most of the time, retail mein customers comes just out of curiosity initially. So you can't say that is your customer base. You need to nurture them. So first step was to generate footfall. Second was how do we decide a market fit inventory, product inventory, because there are various SKUs, there are various FMCG products. कौन सा टूथपेस्ट रखना है, कौन सा सोप रखना है, that was very essential. So उसके लिए we did a trade survey in and around this 1 kilometer radius में to figure out कि उनके पास इन्वेंट्री क्या है, इन्वेंट्री कंपटीशन के पास क्या है, मॉम एंड पॉप स्टोर्स कौन सा इन्वेंट्री रखता है, एंड देन वी क्रिएटेड अ मार्केट समथिंग a good enough inventory there. So step one good was luring customers, market fit. Now the third step comes is creating goodwill. So this is where you customize your inventory as per the need of the locality. So you keep tracking the customers, क्या purchase करते हैं, क्या नहीं करते. Now this was a time when इतना high end software नहीं था, तो we used to do it randomly. That ये कस्टमर ने लास्ट टाइम क्या खरीदा था करके we used to check their bills and do it. So हमने कस्टमाइज इन्वेंट्री क्रिएट किया था, उधर प्रोडक्ट रेंज बढ़ाया था. एंड लास्ट पॉइंट, नाउ यू क्रिएट पेट्रन्स. नाउ यू हैव रीच्ड अ मास ऑफ कस्टमर बेस. सो यू क्रिएट patrons which would not propagate your store. They would patronize, they would be you so create, engage with them, make personalized efforts, and this is how it is done. Now also this was the part of retail which was more B2C. Here I would also like to add B2B, because after 4-5 years we entered into HoReCa sector. Now HoReCa stands for hotel, restaurants and cafe. So since we were into retail, we thought that kitchen ko bhi we need to supply food, grocery, dal, chawal, whatever, right? Now the difference is B2C mein you create a product and expect customer to pick up the product. B2B में you reach out to the customer. Customer आपके पास नहीं आएगा. तो उसको आप कैसे, how do you handle that? So first try to figure out what is your reference in the market. HoReCa में do you have some references? आपके फ्रेंड्स का कोई का कैफे है, फ्रेंड्स का कोई का स्टोर है, आई मीन रेस्टोरेंट है. तो ट्राई टू फिगर आउट. सो रेफरेंस के थ्रू यू गो और यू डू प्योर कोल्ड कॉलिंग. कोल्ड कॉलिंग के बाद अगर आपका 1 या 2 कस्टमर क्रैक होता है तो उससे रेफरेंस लो. सो फर्स्ट स्टेप इज कोल्ड कॉलिंग एंड रेफरेंस. Second interesting part is that if you tap clubs and 5 stars in HoReCa, the chefs normally shift their organization. I mean, they shift. So वो कोई ताज में काम करता हुआ शेफ मैरियट में जा सकता है. तो अगर आपने उसको नर्चर करके रखा है तो वो जब मैरियट में जाएगा तो मैरियट में आपसे प्रोडक्ट लेगा, राइट? अगर वो नोवोटेल में जाता है वहां से प्रोडक्ट लेगा. सो शेफ का देयर इज अ नेटवर्क. द मोस्ट ऑफ दीज शेफ्स they know each other and they have a close. So you try to nurture that referral of these chefs. So that is B2B में the second part. Third is now B2B में क्या होता है? I'll purely talk from the perspective of my business, right? Because that is the only business I know. So B2B में ये होता है कि what is the difference? What is the pain point you are trying to target in a B2B? Whether it's a quality price normally can be matched, right? Because you purchase everything from outside. आप ट्रेडर से खरीद के मार्केट में देते हो, it can be matched. The only thing which can't be matched or is turnaround time, right? आज होटल ने आपको ऑर्डर दिया तो आप कितनी फास्ट उसको रिटर्न करते हैं, and that is how quick commerce has now taken off in retail. So we also started working on turnaround time and created our USP, and that's how the credibility we generated. And lastly, once we got the market credibility, when Horeca sector started appreciating it, we leveraged the sector by taking a distributorship of a bigger brand consumer product like Tata's. So Tata, we are now Tata Consumer, we are distributors for Horeca and retail. This give us access to bigger brands. Through these filing on these products, we reach there. So, so in general, if I would like to sum it up, I would say that cold calling and referrals with the B2B first, then nurture and tap them network, Chefka network or whatever business network you can. So then create your credibility, which can be by tapping a right pain point. And lastly, you can then leverage, have a bigger brands and work on it. This is the B2B. B2C, it is you're luring your customers, creating a product which they actually need, right? In retail, the inventory should be good enough that they accept. Pricing should be good enough. Third, then customize this with adding more and more products and nurture and create patrons. So this is B2B, B2C. Thank you.
Awesome. These are some very good points. Thank you so much, Nadeem bhai. Sujay, you can try bringing more folks. Bhavesh Patel, Pankaj.
Yep.
Yeah. And some of you are introducing themselves on chat. We'll bring you on stage to know what you are doing, at what stage you are in. So in case if you want to come on stage, you can mention in the chat. Our team will try to bring you on. Ekta, now can you give a try again?
Am I audible?
Oh, very good.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic.
Yes. Tell us about you, about your business, and how did you get your first investment?
Yeah, sure. So hi everyone. Thank you so much for having me today. And I represent a company called Busyverse. Stands for Business Universe. So basically, we are trying to make ERP and CRM software, business management software, very easy and affordable, and thereby accessible for small businesses. Traditionally, these products have been very expensive and very complicated for small businesses. So our goal right now is to just make it like way more accessible to people who actually need it, right? So for the first 100 customers, so basically we started during COVID, pretty much during the peak of COVID. And not only because of COVID, but also because of the model that we wanted to go for, we decided to do an online, pursue an online method. We wanted to provide this software at scale and also do it in a way that wouldn't be very, very expensive for us, right? Now, for those people who are not very familiar with ERP software, ERP actually requires, when you purchase an ERP software, the trust is of the utmost importance, right? And so what you need is not only to build credibility, and we were a very new company, so we had an uphill task to just build credibility. Not just that, but you also want people to decide quickly. And we wanted to do that by not just removing the price barrier, but also by telling people that this is very, very simple and it will take you a couple of minutes just to get started, right? So what we did was we did a few online Facebook ad campaigns and tried to show that this product is extremely simple and just, take 15 minutes to get started. And that kind of campaigns helped us a lot. And I would say we were prepared to spend around 3 months to get our first 100 customers. But luckily, I believe in the first 1.5 months, we got our first 100. We also tried to like go to our existing friends and family base, and even like business network, because every business person really requires an ERP software. So we tried to approach them. We got very good response, but listening to just people who know us more than we know them is just like drinking your own Kool-Aid. So it was very crucial for us to go to like unknown. I think one of the best things that we did was that we prepared our product in just 3 months, like one version of the product, very initial version, and we started making sales in the second month itself. So yeah, those are a couple of things.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ekta. Ekta, does it get easier after you get 100 customers, or it gets tougher?
So when we had our first 10 customers, we thought, 100 ho jayenge, then it will be like heaven, and 1,000 will be very easy. And when we got to our 100, we thought 1,000 would be easy. 1,000 ho jayenge, so 10,000 will be easy. So yeah, getting the first 100 was way easier than we had expected, luckily. But it's not always the case, right? In this particular case, what worked the best was that people started buying this product for multiple companies at once, like within the first week. So we realized that we should have a very easy referral scheme just at the at the onset of sales. So yeah, that part was easier.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. We'll try to bring more people on stage. Neha is here. Neha, can you briefly introduce about you? What do you do, and any questions that you want to ask? Neha, you'll have to unmute yourself and speak up. You'll have to unmute yourself, Neha.
Yeah. So Neha Bharti you're talking about, right? Because
Yes,
I have seen one more Neha.
No, I'm only seeing one Neha.
Acha, okay. Okay. Hi, I'm Neha. I'm from Hummingbird Group. I have founded this company in 2018. Acha, by the way, I'm pausing here. I can't see anyone. I can
No, but
just
we can see you.
directly-
Continue. You just play along. We are able to see you, and all of us are able to see each other.
Oh, okay. So, fine. So, my company's name is Hummingbird Group. I have established this company in 2018 when I was in Delhi. I am working from Pune right now, and this company is about we are recruitment plus HR consulting service provider to MNC and to domestic companies pan India. Now we to get first 100 customers, and now we have many in the list, but to get first 100 customers and being from the outskirt 4G location, it was very hard. So I was relying only on online portals, online sources, nothing else apart from that. So I have utilized maximum LinkedIn connections, messaging them, then what all job posting used to come on job portals like Naukri, Indeed, LinkedIn. I used that connection. I had that corporate experience and network when I was working as an HRBP with the corporates I have worked for before starting this business. So that's how I have got my few clients. But continuing with all of them in any of the business is not something which anyone can go ahead with. I had quit many clients wherein the coordination was pathetic, wherein the efforts and time from our team was more, but output from that client was zero. So such decisions also we took, and now it's almost 6 years. Now I'm at a very established phase. I am at a stage wherein now I am getting references from the clients for other companies wherein I can serve. And now I'm in a stage wherein I have to think whether going along with this particular company would help us or not.
Okay.
So this is for recruitment and HR consulting at an initial stage. However, right now I'm also thinking to step up or to gear up for core HR consulting. So this is from my side.
Nice, pretty good. Thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you.
Srijay, you can try to bring in more people.
I have sent invite to many, so I'm just.
Some of you would have got the invite. You can accept. Nandan, Bhavesh, and some of you would want to be on stage. Just introduce yourself, or you can raise your hand. Meanwhile, I wanted to ask one question to Nandim Bhai, Yash. The stories that you shared sound so easy that you wanted to do something, you reached out to some people, and everybody said yes. But it gets difficult, right, for some people. So, did you face any difficulties when you wanted to reach out to potential customers early in your journey? So, what were the challenges that you were getting, and how did you overcome those challenges? That like if you can share any roadblocks that you face, so that a lot of founders who are at that point in right now, they may be facing a roadblock, so they may be able to relate or pick up something from your experience. Yes, you want to go start?
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So one of the biggest challenges, as I highlighted, was how do we build trust enough that they put in their data onto our systems, right? And so the way that we went about it is that they don't trust us right now. Who else is in the market that they trust? And is there a way that we can, in some way, shape or form, partner with them, right? And so the first thing that we tried to do was essentially get incubated at IIM Ahmedabad. So there's some amount of trust and credibility that gets built through that. It didn't help us acquire any customers. That was not enough, but it helped us recruit good talent, right? At least in the early stages. The second thing that also helped us was getting some amount of media mentions, right? So if as an example, Times of India or Economic Times or Your Story as an example talks about you as a business, then that sort of helps in building some trust in that sense as well. The third thing that we did was that we launched on a marketplace called AppSumo. AppSumo only allows for lifetime deals, so that's a challenge. And so you don't go there for getting cash flow or for getting revenue, but the fact that it's been around for, I think, more than 10 years, has about 2 million odd people who sort of look up to that platform to identify new and upcoming products day in and day out. It essentially put us in front of a lot of prospects and a lot of customers. So these prospects didn't trust us, but they trusted AppSumo, who did their due diligence before putting us in front of them. Right? So essentially that worked. And in hindsight, it sounds like it was a well-planned, sort of a well-oiled way of executing that, but it was not like that, right? So it was only after all of these things happened that I realized that, at that point of time, the reason why we were not converting or we were not able to close the sale was because they didn't know who we are and why should they put their data onto our systems and platforms and things like that. So that sort of was fairly difficult, I would say. But having been through that, I think if I were to establish something, or if I were to do something similar today, it would be difficult, but it will take significantly lesser amount of time.
Okay, awesome. These are some very good points. So would love to have some of you join on stage. You can just mention in the chat, or I'm sure that a lot of you would have got the invite. Nandan, you can accept the invite. Trisha, you can continuously send invites to some other folks. We'll try to bring folks on stage. Bhavesh is here. Bhavesh, you mentioned that you have a lot of paid customers. But when you started, tell us about your business. How did you get initial customers?
Yeah, Jatin. Yeah. Hope you guys hear me. Thank you so much, Satish, Srijay, and Yash. So I'm Bhavesh from Brands.live. I'm co-founder of Brands.live, and it's a platform for the MSME and the single business users to get a ready-made branded content. It's like as if in 10 seconds you can get the ready-made designs and just post it on your social media or share with your customers across WhatsApp and other mediums. And so when we started, it's a pretty new concept. No one in the market at that time to give you, it's like a fast food right now, offering you go just and take it. So we started with the lot of apprehensions. Okay, it will go in market, how it is perceived, and so that dilemma gives us the earlier innovators, basically, that we called it them the innovators, that the business are ready to take something new on their plate. They want to explore something new. So we hunt them offline only. We started, let's say, we created the product and rolled out offline, and we reached them one-on-one. We used basically the networking mediums, networking groups like BNI, PBN, and all this, and we approached them in a mass. Let's say we pulled out a BNI data and PBN data, and throw them the application with the link and WhatsApp message. Okay, this is free for you for 30 days, and you just have to use the content, create a content, and give us the feedback how it is working or not. And surprisingly, out of this 600, 700 data, we got our first 100 clients, which is a paid clients also. They paid us happily and give us a lot of feedback also. So which eventually helped us to build the robust application and the ease of the convenience that we created inside the app. That is because of that. So I think first we call them innovator because we find that okay, these are not actual customers. They are the you can say more of like explorer kind of personalities, which are ready to take on anything. Just like iPhone नया launch हुआ तो उनको लेना है. Now inside the which features उनको पसंद आएगा नहीं आएगा. So we have categorized them initially, and that helps us to gain more users because there are user stages that in every product life cycle. This knowledge comes after the this first 100. We get to know okay, these are not actual customer who will pay us in the longer run. So we have to find out the right kind of users, right kind of customers which stick to the app, with the app, and they grow with us in this journey. So we'll jump on to the after 100 we get on to the first 1,000, and which is more of like a early adapter, we can say, adapt our application, but not actual users also. So that is the second learning that we get into this whole journey. So these first 1,000 users are just the we can say our roadmap to the creating a right fit for market fit for product and the users. And then we scaled it, and then scale was like a 10,000 user. We acquiring like a 1 lakh user per month, and then the acquisitions is funnel is huge. Then we scaled it to 10 lakh user within a 1.5 year of our journey after launching the product. And then we scaled it down to the more 8.5 million current base. Right now we are at the 8.5 million users, and out of them 58 lakh, 59 lakhs are registered user on our portal.
Okay, awesome. Bhavesh, you mentioned one point, and Parag has asked this question: how to get that data initially? Not everybody is a friend, right? How do you get? Do you have any scraper with you that you go to LinkedIn, scrap every data?
Yeah. So in BNI, we use a lot of scraper, a lot of insiders. You can say insider trading kind of thing. So we almost reach each and every this different chapters that time of leadership team, and get those data on that, and some of the network we get inside the tech of there because they have the database system and all this, but they are not so robust. So that's like Jito and all these groups are Sardar Dham and all this, but they don't have the robust system. So we get into that and got that data, and we offer them the creative service also. That's why we give them we offer you the portal also, where you can communicate from each and every one within one portal. So they just offered us, and we got what we want, the initial data.
Okay, can you share it with people who are here?
Yeah, definitely. Who want it? Well, we have more than now. It's a database.
we can put it up on the startup code landing page on LegalViz.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Some of you you can come on stage. You can Srijay, keep sending the invites. Those of you who accept the invite, you'll have to open up your camera so that we'd love to speak with you. The question that you have, any question that you may want to ask, you can ask in the chat. Else I'll ask questions on behalf of you. So the one is the challenge that sometimes when you are early in your startup journey, you have an idea or you have built a product, you speak with a lot of potential, or people will connect you that if you're building this person may like that. But actually, when you speak, people actually don't give you the order. They just keep talking to you. They waste a lot of your time. They waste a lot of your energy. So how do you get to the closure of the sale? especially in front of the people who are curious about your product. So as an early stage startup founders, how do you take that judgment, or any recommendations or personal experience that you have that you realize that after 7 meetings that person is not buying it? Srijay, Nadeem bhai, you want to share anything on those lines? Yes, Srijay.
So in my experience for B2B, especially, where I run a consulting firm, Hire for Hire Consulting, and one is you have to be persistent, right? And persistent but not annoying. So there is a fine line between persistently chasing a lead and becoming that annoying salesperson who is typically like LIC agent wala feeling. But having said that, directing your conversation is very important, right? So a lot of times what biggest mistake that people make is they keep it open-ended, and then the customer is driving the conversation. So ideally, if you are trying to close a deal, and if you are more authoritative about it, or you are driving the conversation, to give you an example, get back to me at your convenience. You would rather want to say, can I expect a call back by Monday? Right? I mean, those very small things. But when you do that, or when you tell that on the email that I'm expecting your revert by this date, then the ball is in their court, and they feel obligated to revert back to you, right? Which gives you a clarity. Either it is a closure in a good sense, or it is lost deal, but you don't exhaust yourself out in a rabbit hole, and chasing that holy grail. So that's, I think, very, very important. Most of the times people, because they don't want to offend the customer, or they are shy of pushing that, they sort of get into that trap, right? So that is one pointer. The second pointer is, if it is not closing, and you think that you have pushed enough, you don't know when it is going to convert, right? And so if you really think that you would want to work with that customer, you want to give them certain inputs unless they explicitly ask not to. For example, if I wanted to work with a D2C brand, right, that I admire a lot, and I'm not able to close that, what I would do is, what the work that I'm doing for other brands, I will somehow make that work reach to their box. Either that is through my LinkedIn post, which is then retargeted, as an ad to that specific audience, or it is an email newsletter that I send out every 3 months, and I say that this is what we have done, and it creates a FOMO impact, right? That there is something that is being done where I am left out of. So that might bring a closure to that deal. If it is not today, it might happen in 3 months, it might happen in 6 months, but there will come a time, as long as you are doing good work for others, that they will feel that this work is something that my company deserves. And so creating that that value urgency, I think those are the two things that helps a lot in and then never underselling yourself, right? So when somebody says that if you want to work for 50% less, come on board today. If you take a stand that I'll wait for my price to be defined, I think you stand a much better chance. And that happens in a lot of outsourcing industries, where there is an undercutting that happens with a lot of other competition. But if you stand true to your value, I think you will justify that, not today, then tomorrow. But the moment you start undervaluing yourself, the world will undervalue yourself, right? So I think that is the most important thing that I've learned in my B2B sales journey, is something that we always talk about, the brown skin syndrome, right? Where we think that because we are in certain geographical location on this world, we have to sell cheap, and that doesn't stand true in a lot of cases. And so I think those are the three things that I have. If I were to rank on top 3, obviously there would be many more, but these are the three things that I think are very important.
Okay, awesome. These are very good points. So some of you, those who have any questions, you can ask in the chat, or we'll bring you on stage. We have Pankaj Bhimani from 58 Miles with us. Pankaj bhai, tell us briefly about you, and how did you get initial 100 customers for the business? And tell us about the business so people get the context.
Hi, I'm Pankaj. I'm founder of 58 Miles. 58 Miles is basically a D2C brand in the carry categories, backpacks and luggage category. We are very new, 6 months old brand, and selling our first product only right now. Then we are planning more products ahead. Now coming to the question, getting the first 100 customers. I'm a lazy person, so I always find the easiest possible way in that case. So for me, you know, I always choose a niche when we start a business. I always choose a niche to go first with, because then you are focused के किसके पास जाना है, किससे बात करनी है, क्या टारगेट ऑडियंस है, बहुत नीश पे. सो जैसे व्हेन वी आर प्लानिंग टू स्टार्ट अ बैकपैक ब्रांड, हमने उसमें सिर्फ एक नीश पकड़ी कि वी विल डिजाइन बैग्स ओनली फॉर द फोटोग्राफर्स. सो द फर्स्ट प्रोडक्ट वी लॉन्च इज ओनली फॉर फोटोग्राफर्स. तो एक टारगेटिंग हमारे लिए इजी हो गई कि वी हैव टू टॉक टू फोटोग्राफर्स ओनली. नाउ टू गेट फर्स्ट 100 कस्टमर्स, इनिशियली जो हर एक मैं हमेशा मानता हूँ कि लोएस्ट हैंगिंग फ्रूट्स आर इन द फर्स्ट इनर सर्कल. आपके फ्रेंड है, आपके पापा के फ्रेंड है, फैमिली में किसी के फ्रेंड है, कोई ना कोई एक फोटोग्राफर को जानना बहुत, मतलब सबके ग्रुप में कोई ना कोई फोटोग्राफर तो होता ही है. सो आई ट्राई टू रीच आउट टू देम इनिशियली, उनको प्रोडक्ट दिखाया एंड ट्राई टू कन्वर्ट देम फॉर द इनिशियल ऑर्डर्स जो 50% डिस्काउंट पे हम देंगे, ये करके कि जब लॉन्च होगा तब इट विल बी द हायर प्राइस. अभी हम आपको कम प्राइस में दे रहे हैं फॉर द टेस्टिंग ऑफ इनिशियल फ्रेंड्स. तो वहां से स्टार्टिंग में 4-5 कस्टमर्स मिले. बेस्ड ऑन देयर फीडबैक, now we had this target audience identified. So we reached out to the influencers of that particular target audience. तो हमने फोटोग्राफी इंडस्ट्री के इन्फ्लुएंसर्स के साथ कुछ वीडियो शूट्स किए, एंड देन वी रन दोज एड ऑन परफॉर्मेंस मार्केटिंग. सो नॉर्मली UGC एड और क्रिएटिव वीडियो डन फॉर दैट वुड हैव एन इम्पैक्ट, बट देन उसी इंडस्ट्री के इन्फ्लुएंसर के साथ ही एड रन किया. दैट गेव अस एक्चुअली द first 100 customers. Parallelly we did an offline effort. There was a photo expo. So expos are really good when you like product like us. Physical products are there. Expos are really good. You can show products to the customers. They can really understand, touch and feel of the product. Because ultimately for all the sales cycles or sales processes, सबसे पहले प्रोडक्ट एक डिसेंट लेवल पे तो होना चाहिए, वो बहुत जरूरी चीज है. बिकॉज दैट गिव्स यू ऑथेंटिसिटी, एंड विदाउट दैट it won't close. Without the authentic part of your communication, it won't close. So we tried it in photo expo. वहाँ पे भी वही हुआ था. Initially we were not getting traction. So target audience सामने थी, but then again conversions नहीं हो रहे थे because we are very new brand. There were old brands around. So somebody reached out to us, just looking around, and he was the first customer. He was ready to pay. That was a happy moment for a startup. आप इतने साल मेहनत करके प्रोडक्ट बनाया, कोई इसको पैसे देने के लिए तैयार है. But what we did there is we actually turned it around for a marketing. So हमने उसको बोला कि आप हमारे पहले कस्टमर है तो आपको हमारी तरफ से प्रोडक्ट फ्री. And it was an expo. An expo में लोग ग्रुप्स में आते हैं, फोटो एक्सपो में लोग ग्रुप्स में आते हैं. तो he went around finding his friends and start telling everybody that ये कंपनी ने हमको बैग फ्री में दे दिया. We got the bag free. And it was a 3 days expo, but on day 1 we were sold out. So, and not 100, 150 customers.
Nice. Very good. इन्फ्लुएंसर के साथ आप काम करते हो तो आप उनको पैसे देते हो या वो आपको पैसे देते
हैं? So इन्फ्लुएंसर्स को तो पैसे देने पड़ते हैं जब तक आप खुद एक बड़ी ब्रांड नहीं हो. So ये वो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स इक्वेशन जैसा है नो. करंट अब हायर से वोल्टेज प्लस से माइनस की तरफ जाता है. वैसे इन्फ्लुएंसर बड़ी ब्रांड है, अभी तो हम नहीं है, राइट. जब तक हम बड़ी ब्रांड नहीं बनते तब तक तो उनको ही पैसे देने हैं. सो या वी इनिशियली वी गेव मनी टू कपल ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंसर्स. उसके बाद एक ट्रैक्शन शुरू हो गया. उसके बाद नाउ द इन्फ्लुएंसर्स आर रेडी टू वर्क विद अस ऑन बार्टर बेसिस. तो वो जो अमाउंट था वो बहुत नीचे आ गया. Okay. Because those 2-3 guys now, उनसे भी ज्यादा रीच वाले इन्फ्लुएंसर्स आर also very easy to catch now.
Okay. Awesome. Vineet had a question. So Vineet, if you are on stage, you can speak up, else I'll just read out your question. Or Srijay, probably we can invite Vineet.
Yeah.
Yes. You can ask the question.
Yeah, so we are in a B2B space and ticket size is a bit bigger than usual SaaS product. My problem is that once a customer comes on a call, it's really easy to close them after that. I mean, my closing rate is more than 80% on that. The problem is, even if I get a lead from LinkedIn or somewhere else, to get on a call with them is the biggest challenge. They are not getting on a call with me for a product demo, and we are a sales-led product. We are not product-led thing. So in that case, getting customer on a call is the biggest challenge I'm facing right now.
Okay. Any input? Yes, you want to give input or Nadim bhai or anybody else? Yes, you take this up. I'm sure.
Yeah,
you have
happy to. So we're trying to run the sales-led motion at this point of time at Momentum. So the way that we've set it out is that I'm not sure of the team structure. I'll tell you what we are doing. So there are SDRs, BDRs, and you, right? The SDR's job is to fill the calendar for the BDR. BDR's job is to get on call and do discovery. And then you go on the second call and talk about the product, right? So the only thing that from a structure standpoint, so let's say there's Vineet, there are 2 BDRs, and then each BDR has 2 SDRs. So the only job that the SDR does is they reach out to people on LinkedIn, they build lists, or they drop emails, or they give people calls. We don't do cold calling. Generally, they also do cold calling. But so that is the only thing that they do. And they have a target of certain amount of meetings for BDRs in a week. A BDR would go in on the call, spend anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes, ask them discovery questions and qualify them on band. Typically, you're not able to qualify them on budget because they'd say, hey, we don't know this, that, but you know whether you're talking to the right person, whether they have the need, whether this is the time when they're looking for a solution or not. And then that gets booked onto your calendar. So making sure that you are, and then from start to finish, making sure that the first message that goes out to a particular, so like making sure that you have an ICP definition that is crisp. So you know that there are anywhere between, let's say, 100 to 500 organizations in a particular geography that you're assigning to that SDR. And their job is to then identify 3 or 4 people in each of those organizations to then start the outreach to, which is the list building and then the outreach, right? And so you can have, let's say, a BDR for a particular geography, or you can have a BDR for a particular industry, or you can have a BDR for a particular scale of organization, depending on the maturity of the BDR that you have. And then they will have SDRs who will then reach out to people. If you're making sure that that enough MQLs are coming in from the ICP definition, and if you also make sure that the calls that are getting booked get qualified on the SQL definition that you have, then there is no reason why a sales-led motion will not be extremely predictable. Again, having said all of this, we are again in early stages of getting this done as well, but happy to share notes in a little more detail as to how we are able to get it through from the messaging to close, like getting the first dollar from them, and then the account manager, like once the first dollar is in, the account manager takes over, and then their goal is account expansion. So,
okay, awesome, thank you. Parag and Sayam has asked the question. I'll read out their questions if they are not on stage, but before that I'll ask one more question to Nadim bhai. Nadim bhai, you have a retail supermarket, so there is a B2C retail element to it, and you have enterprise model also.
Yeah.
So your communication, what changes? Do you have any conscious shift in your communication because you are talking to a B2B customer? Or what is that? I'm sure that could be a change, but what is that?
So B2C communication is normally talking more about the brand and the product range. So if we talk to our customers, most of them are housewives. So we will talk about good brands we have a good product range, and trying to lure them. So that is more a B2C. B2B is more to figure out that in a purchase pattern, who's the key influencer. because sometimes what happens that we target a wrong person. A person having money might not be your customer because he is not using the product. For an example, if I talk about a restaurant में influencer chef है और खरीदता है रेस्टोरेंट का ओनर, right? So if I keep on harping about product quality and price with the owner, at one point of time I might hit a wall, because he will just talk to the chef and chef would say that नहीं अभी जो product है they are all fine, right? So in B2B our communication was to first figure out the key influencer who makes the purchase decision, and then started tapping them. And it was more a personalized communication where we did Chef Ka Kamal also to elevate their esteem, जो छोटे छोटे cooks हैं उनका, और personalized. This is more a generic, where this is more towards the B2C is more towards the brand side where we talk about brand. B2B is more towards the customer side where we say that this is the offer we are giving, this is where you would be gaining if you associate with us.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Sanyam has asked the question. I will read it out. Hello, Pankaj Bhai. I noticed that you are also involved in the premium segment. If we consider offering free products to micro influencers along with covering their cost, how can we structure this to make it feasible, as they do not just settle for affiliate program? Pankaj Bhai is dead. Okay, if Pankaj Bhai, till the time he comes back, Nandan is here. Nandan, can you hear us? But we are not able to hear you.
Yes, now you will be able to hear.
Yes, now. Nandan, tell us about your business. How big is your business? And how many customers you have?
Sure.
Now
sure.
did you get
So,
yes.
Sure. So basically, I am Nandan, and I am from Hyderabad. We are into industrial IoT. So we connect factories to the cloud and allow our customers and users. So we have different sets of customers and users. So the users are different from our customers, and we allow our users to monitor and control their entire factory premises, sitting anywhere in the world. Speaking about how big is our business, we have been fortunate to sell to very large corporations who have strongholds in companies like Tata Steel, BHEL, BEL. They also have a very good expertise in selling to government organizations like IISc, ISRO, and they also sell to large enterprises in MNCs like GE Healthcare. There are people who sell to universities as well. So basically, what our product is a kind of a platform where our customers can make micro apps for their users. And then they allow the users to control their factory using that app.
Okay.
So in terms of acquiring customers, this is a sector which is very, very sticky. So once the user uses a specific tool or specific brand, they stick to it. For example, you might have heard about Siemens or Schneider. These are very big companies who are into the sector that we are into. And once somebody adopts this brand, they don't easily let go of this brand. So it was a primary problem when we were starting up. So what we tried to do is we simplified the entire process of distribution. So usually what happens is they buy from some system house of let's say Siemens, and the system house purchases from Siemens itself. So the way of operation was very, very difficult. Now we have simplified it so that they can we have a portal which they can directly purchase from. So
okay,
that is
sorry.
Yes.
When you mention you have simplified, तो आप ऐसा बोल रहे हो कि आपने वेबसाइट से ही डायरेक्ट ऑर्डर कर सकते हैं, ऐसा किया, correct?
Yes. So we have made a portal kind of thing where see, there are licenses, hardware licenses and software licenses involved in the process. So the user has to have a software license and a hardware license, just like Adobe or any other software that you use. So we have made a portal which simplifies this purchase. So basically, they will get a vendor registration, and then they can purchase it from us directly. So
Okay.
that is the first thing that we did, that reduced the friction of buying from us. Second thing we did was simplify the overall user interface. So the brands that are already there in the market from, for example, Siemens is there in the market since last 100 years, right? So their softwares are, they feel like you are living in the XP era still. So what we did was beautify the UI a little bit. On top of that, we have also simplified how they can create apps. So just like it's a no-code solution, right? So for Siemens, you have to do a little bit of coding, you have to do a little bit of work into it. We have simplified that thing so that it becomes easier for them to set it up for their customers.
Okay.
So primarily we made the product easier, and we gave free demos to a lot of people, almost like 5,000 people. And out of that, slowly and gradually, a lot of system integrators who integrate a lot of hardware and softwares and finally provide a solution to their customer. Basically, they started to realize that this is a very, very easier way than the conventional systems that are there in the market. And this is how we actually, so it is basically a product led sales that we follow.
Okay. नंदन कन्विंस कैसे किया 5,000 लोगों को डेमो देखने के?
So in industry, usually people are very open. The only thing is you have to go to their place and ask them to install it in front of you and try it out in front of you. So the best part about industry is it is very specific to to an area. For example, in Gujarat we have GIDCs, Gujarat Industrial Development Corporation, right? So they have certain areas.
You travel to all these places in person.
Yes, and a lot of them were referrals as well. Yes.
Online किए थे क्या कोई demo?
It is not possible in the sector that we are in, because they are not very convinced. Until and unless you visit them, they don't trust you, because obviously the entire factory is being controlled by a centralized software. If anything goes wrong, there's crores of rupees of loss involved in it. So they'll not trust you unless you meet them.
Okay. Awesome. Brilliant. If you have any questions, you can ask in the chat. I'll just pick up some of the questions. It's 7:30, so last 15-20 minutes of this conversation. We had some pretty exciting conversations. Monil, you mentioned about you, but tell us about you and at what stage you are in.
Okay, so hi guys, hi everyone. So basically, I'm a freelance web designer and I bring boring websites to life. That is just my tagline. So I'm actually not yet on my 100 customers. I haven't got 100 customers, but I just, feel like really want to share my thing, because I'm just around a year on my freelance journey, and I already acquired like 25 to 30 clients in that 1 year. And earlier I only used to earn on an average like around 20K in Indian rupees. But then I want to share a strategy which I implemented, which really helped me to scale my freelance business to like 1.5 lakhs in per month in a span of like 2-3 months. So I think it would really help all the other freelancers and UX designers which are on the call with us. So yeah, actually what I did was like, instead of targeting like a direct B2B businesses, so earlier what I used to do was, like cold call and cold email all the, businesses, founders and CEOs I found on LinkedIn, or like in general cold emailing them. So and it was like mostly not interested, like they are mostly not interested. And then I got a new strategy, like I was just searching for some YouTube videos like on how to get clients, and I got across a video which it was about like targeting design agencies. So what happened is like 90% of businesses are working with only 10% of design agencies, and 90% of freelancers are targeting only 10% of the businesses. So 90% of freelancers are targeting 10% of businesses. So uske according no one is getting clients. So what I did was, instead of targeting direct B2B clients, I just targeted design agencies. So now अब क्या होता है? So when I target design agencies and अब उनके साथ रिलेशन बन गया, मेंटेन हो गया, then what they do is like they regularly give me clients.
नहीं नहीं, just आपने डिजाइन एजेंसी को टारगेट किया, करेक्ट?
Okay, yeah.
और उनके साथ आपका रिलेशनशिप बन गया।
Yeah.
पर वो क्या किया आपने उनके साथ?
Okay, so yeah.
दिवाली पे या उनके
लिए so basically all of them are mostly from US and UK. So basically I created a relation using cold email. So yeah, and Jatin भाई आपने वो एक क्वेश्चन पूछा था कि डेटा के लिए।
मेरे पहले क्वेश्चन का आंसर दो। You cold email में नहीं, what was your message? So वो बताओ।
Exactly मैं वही बता रहा हूँ। आपने वो एक पूछा था डेटा के लिए। So for that I use a software called Apollo.io. देन उसमें क्या है कि उसमें लाइक देयर आर मिलियंस ऑफ लीड्स वगैरह मिलती है, एंड वो टूल के हेल्प से आप ईमेल सीक्वेंसेस भी क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. सो व्हाट आई डिड वाज क्रिएटेड ऑटोमेटेड ईमेल सीक्वेंसेस, एंड उसमें आई स्टार्टेड ईमेलिंग देम. So email was like super simple, nothing complicated. Like I introduced myself, I'm a freelance web designer, and here are some of my portfolio examples. And do you have any projects that your agency would like to outsource? So ऐसे टाइप का I just used to send them emails, and that was like completely automated because of that software Apollo.io. And the main thing was you can even personalize the email as well. So वो सॉफ्टवेयर में एक लाइक व्हेन यू राइट ईमेल उसमें एक स्निपेट होता है. सो फॉर एग्जांपल इफ इन दैट ईमेल सीक्वेंस इफ आई राइट हाई एंड स्निपेट डाल दूं फर्स्ट नेम का, सो व्हेन आई जब वो ईमेल जाएगा so it will automatically be replaced by your name. So let's say hi Jatin. So snippet automatically replace हो जाएगा, and आपकी like there are like tons of snippets for a company name, employees, and states, and like there are multiple things. Okay. So पर्सनलाइज ईमेल्स जाता था डिजाइन एजेंसीज को, एंड डिजाइन एजेंसीज का टाइप करने के बाद नाउ दे आर गिविंग मी लाइक ऑन एन एवरेज लाइक 1 or 2 projects like every single month. So agencies के साथ टाइप करने के साथ I am getting like good amount of clients now and good traction. Okay. And I am planning to like I am soon going to be scaling it to like 2 lakhs per month by the end of 2024. So yeah, I just wanted to share my journey.
Very good. So what do you think the new thing you will have to do to get to the next scale?
So yeah, so right now I am actually like अब ये थोड़ा बहुत stable हो चुका है मेरा business, 1.5 to 2 lakhs almost हो जाएगा. Then I'm for me to scale this, I am actually planning on to writing some blogs and also focus on LinkedIn as well. So yeah, that is my next strategy to just. I also wanted to target now B2B clients as well, because when I get a client, it is usually ranges from like $1,000 to $2,000. So एक वो बड़ा amount एक साथ मिल जाता है. So it is good for me to scale.
Okay.
And target them.
Pretty good, and so nice to know about your story, Mohit. Yeah. All the best.
Thank you so much.
Parag is here. We'll take one question. Aditya has this question for Nandan. Did they directly go to the factories, or they would first set up meeting? What was the exact approach?
So there's a kind of funny story behind it. When we visit factories, they don't actually allow you inside unless you have an appointment. And when you call for an appointment, they always say no, and they give n number of reasons. You can't even reason with them. So what we did was we shortlisted factories for a specific visit. And we went on to their LinkedIn page, found out who the director was, and directly went on to the security guard and told that we have an appointment with so-and-so person, whoever the decision maker was. And usually they'll call back inside the office, and the person who we are going to meet would be a little bit surprised. And then they'll be out of curiosity, they'll invite us in, they'll give us a good amount of time, and that is how we did things.
Okay, nice, pretty good. Sayam had a question. Will Pankaj Bhai be back? And he's back. So Pankaj Bhai, Sayam had a question for you.
I messaged him offline.
Okay,
and popular demand to bring him back.
And we'll try to speak in English as much as possible because there are friends who may not. So we'll try to keep this in English. Again, I'll repeat the question that Sayam had asked. I noticed that you are also involved in the premium segment. If we consider offering free products to micro influencers along with covering their cost, how can we structure this to make it feasible as they do not just settle for affiliate?
Okay, so first of all, I don't consider this as a premium product for myself. Yeah, like because in photographers business, this price range, this product range is low premium, mid premium, not the premium product. They are very costly products available. But yeah, what we did is instead of going to the micro influencers, we initial and first layer of influencers, we went to the top and the highest one in the influencer category. So now there are layers: micro influencers, mini influencers, then influencers, and then influencers of influencers. So that's where we targeted those influencers. Many influencers, micro influencers followed it. So now instead of converting micro influencers as to influence the customer, we actually made them customers. So that worked very well in our case, because now they have to come create content, they have to come on screen again and again. So when they buy our product and they share about that, that's a whole together a different ball game. So micro influencers are our target customers right now, which are now helping us generate more content free of cost. Now if you consider this as, even if we have to give it free to some level of influencers, barter deals, or we have to pay, use a UGC for performance marketing cost around 10,000-15,000 rupees for the production cost, and then there are unknown faces who doesn't understand the industry. If you get an influencer, micro influencer, for example, you say the content they generate is, first of all, really genuine because they are from the industry. Two, they are known face. So if that generated content, if we run ad on that, the chances of conversions from those ads are really high. And then you keep getting content for your top funnel also, with this method. Usually by performance marketing, we are always targeting the bottom funnel, the lower funnel. But this influential as a customer and running that as an ad builds the top funnel also in this scene. So it is even if you have to pay to them, it's a good deal. It's a really good deal.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. I'll try to share my screen. One of the things we are doing in this startup code program is we have a lot of, if you go to our website, you go to the startup code page, you will see a lot of proposed meetups. So for us, the ideal gathering of this kind is of 14 to 16 people only, very focused, so we can go deeper into the discussions. So if you're interested in more, you can check out this page. And there are a lot of proposed sessions, like for example, understanding VC term sheets, validating your startup idea, SEO masterclass for startups, where we'll add one more field where basically you genuinely tell us that you want to know this topic because you are going through that journey. So for example, tomorrow we are doing a particular session around selling on Amazon Marketplace with 10-12 D2C founders. So idea is that people who are already selling on Amazon Marketplace, so their questions would be very different compared to somebody who's just curious about what happens in Amazon Marketplace. So eventually going forward with this startup code, we'll do more of that. So you can let us know. Probably, I'm sure that you would have my email address somewhere listed on the website or on social media. You can let us know that what you are going through and what you will find more valuable. In addition to this public conversations where you kind of relate with the content, but idea is that we'll go deeper into that. So you check out the proposed meetups, the ones that you find very relevant to you, or you can let us know that what are the specific topics. For example, we'll be doing one with Meta ads also. That if you're doing ads on Meta's platforms, what are the struggles you have? What are the challenges? What you can do more. So do take part in that, and we'll do more of that. So now we'll not do this Thursday evening only. We'll do a lot of that. But idea is to engage with people who are very specific in that journey. Sujay, you want to add any other point? And as we'll let's wrap it up in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think just a couple of pointers that I really like about how LegalViz and eChai became relevant is in our early days because we engaged very heavily in eChai meetups, and I keep insisting on that. The power of community. We had a lot of customers that came from eChai, right? And then inevitably, every time when I'm going to speak to any event physically on eChai, and let's say there are 30-40 people, and I'm talking about like back in 2016-17. Now the audiences are much larger and global. But when it used to be like a 30-40, 20-30 people meetup, I would always ask people like, how many of you are like LegalViz customers? And I think Yash and Pankaj might recall that. And a lot of people would raise hands, right? Now that is a great FOMO moment for others, that people who are reasonably successful in startup journey are already working with LegalViz, and so I should as well. So I think that was one hack in our very early days. Thank you, Jatin, for that. The second is I wanted to share a very quick story about adopting early customers or promoting a new product, which I think is a brilliant execution, which is all of us must have seen the concert that is going live, and the concert tickets are only available on HDFC Pixel, right? And what has happened is when Diljit Dosanjh has his like entire journey through India, and the concerts are happening. HDFC had a great product placement in that. So HDFC Pixel, which is a specific credit card for Gen Z, it was never so popular. So what HDFC does is they partnered with Zomato, and they said that if you hold this card, then you will get an early booking or early bird booking into this concert. And it suddenly became a rage, and everybody is now demanding. So while HDFC Pixel was never a talked about card just 15-20 days back, the whole nation suddenly is talking about, do you have HDFC Pixel? And I have personally seen that in my family, that my wife would be calling her younger cousins, hey, do you have a Pixel card? Right? And so it just became so much of a rage. So I think that is also a great hack, wherein how can you place your product absolutely at the epicenter of your target market, and then create a narrative around it for people to adopt that. So I think those are the two very interesting stories on adopting early, and obviously if you are a brand, then how to place your next product within the target market. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share.
And Sujay, are you also associated with HDFC?
I am associated with HDFC. On a brighter side, LegalViz very recently signed. LegalViz is one of the early companies to join HDFC's Giga credit card program. So all the solopreneurs, and I see there are many over here, can actually avail their banking and card relationship known as HDFC Giga. And within the Giga, LegalViz is one of the only, or rather the only legal tech company to provide services to Giga cardholders at a preferential rate. So thank you for mentioning that. But yeah, that went out very recently. It's a national partnership that we signed up for.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. Parag is here. Parag, if you can speak up, tell us, say hi and say thank you.
Hey, hi. Yeah, just I know We are out of time, but I'll keep my question short. So yeah, as I said, I'm a software developer from last 8 years, and I'm thinking to start a software consultancy company. I've been told that there are two major ways to get the clients, like freelancing platforms or cold emailing. I'm right now exploring the cold emailing strategies, but yeah, like would like to get more guidance, like which geographies I should target, and yeah, what should be my go-to market audience, something like that. Uh, I'm very basic, like I've just started like 2-3 months only in the journey. I will build my website in 2-3 use cases I have built for my book.
Okay. Srijay, you want? Yes, you want to take this up?
Sure. So you're starting as a freelancer, or you start looking to build an agency?
Looking to build an agency, but I also know how to build it. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So, if the goal is to scale the agency, let's say to 50 people over the next 2 years, or something to that effect, then in your position, I would then want to start with establishing yourself as a credible voice on LinkedIn. And so firstly, identifying who the ideal customers are, what are they looking for, right? So let's say you're building, you help organizations build great mobile apps, or you help organizations build good SaaS websites, or great e-commerce marketplaces, or something to that effect, right? So whatever that is, you'd want to identify who the ideal customers are, and then figure out what are the typical questions that they have, right? What are the things that they are looking for answers to, and then use your LinkedIn and use the website's blog, use whatever it is, to just starting to answer all of those questions. And a great, a good way to think about it is if you just move a little outside, just look at what LegalViz does on their blog, right? So as an example, you will start a company soon, and you will want to get a copyright done, or you will want to incorporate a company, and so you will have those questions as to what type of company should I incorporate, and you'll be able to find those answers on LegalViz blog, right? And that's how you sort of figure out that, hey, okay, what does this company do? What does this offer? So the best way to think about it is that if the customer is making the purchase today of your services, what were their questions 2 months ago, 4 months ago, and 6 months ago, right? So what were they looking for at that point of time? And those questions are your top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel topics to think about, write about, run podcasts on, run webinars, whatever that may be. This is inbound. This will take extremely long amount of time. Agencies will promise you that we'll give you results in 3 to 4 months, but expect it to be done at least over a period of about a year or so, if not more, right? From an outbound standpoint, it depends on your appetite, right? So from an outbound standpoint, I just a while back, I'm not sure whether you were here or not, but this is recorded, so you'll be able to find that piece as well once this goes up on YouTube. From an sales-led sort of an outbound standpoint, I already sort of described the structure from an SDR, BDR, and you yourself getting on a call standpoint. Right? Are you based in Ahmedabad, or you're based?
Based out of Bangalore.
Bangalore, got it. Awesome.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. And probably next time onwards, we'll do that 12-14 people kind of sessions. And let us know individually, like over email or LinkedIn or Twitter, that what kind of sessions you'll find directly more valuable. Of course, we have a lot of weekend in-person events coming up. So probably in all the metros, we keep on doing a lot of events. This Saturday also we'll have a lot of events. But for this online startup code sessions, we'll do that more of 14 to 16 people kind of things. If you're building a D2C brand, do let me know. Tomorrow we have an amazing session for selling on Amazon marketplaces. And thank you so much, Nadeem Bhai, Nandan, Yash, Pankaj Bhai, and everybody else who joined on here. Srijay, any closing remarks from you without CFC's mention?
I think, no, thank you so much. And it has been a wonderful session and some great insights that I'm going to definitely apply. Thank you everyone for being here. If you like the content, like, share, subscribe. There are a lot of good speakers over here. So Yash from Momentum, Nadeem Bhai from Hearty Mart, Pankaj Bhai 58 Miles, Bhavesh Bhai from Brands.live, Nandan Shukla, Jatin Ichai, obviously, Srijay from LegalViz.in, and plenty of more. So definitely.
And HDFC also.
Sorry. And
one more HDFC joke.
And one representing HDFC, absolutely. But feel the power of community. Like, share, subscribe. I think that is a great power of startup network, empowering each other. Hope we all grow. We all grow to be great businesses, and do support each other as much as possible. And thank you so much for your love.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. Those of you who are on stage, just smile, seem interested in each other. I'm taking a screenshot. Okay, awesome. Everyone, next time everybody who's attending will be on stage because we'll limit to 14 to 16. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.